Forward.
Grinding on that wood. Grinding on that wood.
Surf, forward.
In response.
Guys, we are going.
Good day.
We are going to game day.
Gonna call my parents and let them know that I'm gonna be going to game day, and you don't know if I'm gonna come back or not, and I'll just tell them, don't worry.
Don't worry. I can handle myself.
And I'll contact them when I can.
This Saturday is Aether Revolt game day. We're taking our
Magic
standard
the
decks up
Gathering.
there. We're gonna play some Magic the Gathering. We're gonna introduce you to this game called Magic the Gathering
By Wizards of the Coast.
We're gonna go play game day.
It's gonna be great.
We're gonna tell you about our standard decks. You ready?
I'm ready. Are you
Okay.
ready? I'm ready. I'm making faces.
Let's
Let's do it all the time.
Here we go. Guys, welcome back to another episode of Jake and Joel are Magic. Thank you so much. If you would, just go ahead and take a second to hit like, hit subscribe. I know it's annoying that I'm asking, but we love you if you hit those buttons. And at 500 subscribers, we're going to have a huge giveaway. A mighty giveaway.
At 500 subscribers, I'll give away like an Expedition Arid Mesa.
You heard it here first. Expedition Arid Mesa
It's like
is
$100
part
card.
of the big giveaway
Yeah, sure.
at 500 subscribers.
At 500 subscribers, if we get
Did you hear how he
500
said, yeah, sure? He didn't know he was going to say that, but he said it, and now he's convincing himself, yeah, it's okay.
I don't care. If we can get 500 subscribers, I'll give away an Expedition Arid Mesa.
Hit like, hit subscribe.
I'll just spin the wheel on all 500 subscribers. One person will get an Arid Mesa. Sure.
Whoa.
But the thing is
That's nice.
you have to like and subscribe. You have to be one of the first 500 people to do it, or else, I mean,
GG.
we're not going to do it. Okay. Anyway.
So, this weekend, Saturday, Aether Revolt game day. We're going to go. We're going to take our standard
gonna go.
decks. So we're going to talk a little bit about our standard decks. Jake, what deck are you playing?
So, if, I don't know if you've heard about it.
What deck?
It's based around SRAM, Senior
okay.
Edificer.
Oh, yeah. Oh, SRAM Senior Edificer.
But we
Like
don't call
Mr.
him that.
Mr. Edificer.
We don't call him that.
Okay. All right.
But it just plays a lot of vehicles. Guys, if you've been following us, you know about this deck. It's
If you've been following the Pro Tour at all, you know that vehicles is a huge archetype right now.
and this is a variation on that. This isn't Mardu Vehicles. This isn't the deck that won. I imagine that tomorrow we are going to see a lot of people playing Mardu Vehicles.
Oh, definitely. Pro
But-
Tour Dublin top 8 was like
It was like all
Mardu
Mardu
vehicles.
All Mardu vehicles. So this deck is a red, white, green. So we have a Naya variation. Our original deck was red, white.
Yep.
This deck moved away from that just a little bit. And the reason that I have green in the deck is for Blossoming Defense.
And that's the only main deck card that's green, right?
That's it.
Yep.
Just a 4 of Blossoming Defense. Just because I found that when SRAM gets removed, it can sometimes shut the deck down. And also, if I have a Consulate Dreadnought with a siege modification on it and a key to the city, and all I need to do is like get through and just win the game, having that Blossoming Defense there to negate the exile effect or the fatal push effect or, you know, any kind of effect that's going to destroy my dude, this keeps him around, and that's basically the only change. We took out 2 veteran motorists, and the 2 cathartic reunions are actually now gone, and that brought in for the defense. I also used Spire of Industry came in for the mana fixing.
How many are you running?
4. I'm running 4
4
Spires.
Spire.
Yeah, 4 Spire of Industry because the deck is so fast.
And you've got enough artifacts that you can make it happen.
Yeah, the deck will always be on with like Thraben, who brings in the clue early, and then also Consulate Dreadnought, which is, you know, 1 cost.
Right.
The deck goes online with artifacts, and you're able. In early game, you're probably not going to play Blossoming Defense, so I'm not like super worried about it.
Yeah.
But also, you know, the deck is so fast that I'm not really worried about the minor life loss for the mana fixing. You can check out the deck. It's in the description. We'll have a link to the deck. You can look at it. This is the modified version. We have one deck that is called SRAM's Vehicular...
it's called Vehicular SRAM Slaughter.
Yes, so we have one deck that's called Vehicular SRAM Slaughter.
Yeah.
This is a variation on that deck. It's only like a 4-card difference. You'll also notice on the sideboard, Heroic Intervention came in for a board wipe. Fumigate is going to be popular.
Yep.
We saw on the Pro Tour that Fumigate ended up being a big player. I know you have it in your deck.
I was going to say it also ended up being a big player in my deck against
It's
aggro
important.
decks.
It's a great card. It's 1 mana late on a Wrath of God, and you get life back.
It's the Wrath of God of this set. It's the Day of Judgment of this set. It's what you've got to use, and that kind of ends up being the thing with Standard is you look for whatever that effect is, and
this is the hard white board wipe. We have Yaheni's Expertise, which gives -3/-3 to everything.
Nice.
We have Radiant Flames, which can hit the board for 3. This is the only board wipe in the set that is absolutely clearing everything. Yeah. So it's going to be a player tomorrow. That's my deck.
I like how this deck has progressed. Yeah. I like how for us it has kind of evolved and evolved and evolved since we've seen that card. I know a lot of people aren't running Consulate Dreadnought as their main killer, but we've loved the card since we saw it. What's your sideboard look like?
It's pretty straightforward. I have 3 Fragmentize. These are in there for Heart of Kirin, which is going to be a problem.
Sure.
3 Shock, which are in there for Saheeli combo. So as soon as you bring in your token, I'm going to kill Saheeli, so you'll get like 1 trigger, and then I'm not going to die from that. Yeah. Also, 2 Gideons for the Controlier and Grindier matchups. I find that Gideon is a powerhouse. It's played mainboard in vehicles. I imagine playing it mainboard in here would be
vehicles. Yeah. But in the decks, honestly, that I don't see it mainboarded, it's in the sideboard.
Yeah, yeah. And as I said earlier, 2 Heroic Intervention are in there.
Yeah.
That's to protect from the board wipes. And then also Caught in the Brights, which removes a threat, and it also plays off SRAM, which is our engine.
Yeah, I was going to say, it's kind of pingy with your vehicles.
It's great. That was your thought.
Hey,
you had that in your iteration of the deck.
Yeah.
And I totally borrowed that from you. I was like, this is pretty good. Thalia is in there for Mardu vehicles. She ends up being a pretty nice stall on the game. Yeah. She slows down the deck.
So that's what Jake is going to run. I'm going to run a variation of a deck that nobody is running, and it is 4-color Fog. Now, I've talked about this deck when it was a Bant Fog.
Right.
But I have been researching it and playtesting it and looking up a bunch of stuff, and he actually sent me an article that I hadn't even read, I promise. I'm not trying to steal anybody's ideas here. Saffron Olive had posted a budget Fog idea. And it was 4-color, and it ran Fevered Visions.
And Dynavolts.
But I already ran Dynavolt.
Right.
Fevered Visions is the one card that kind of broke this open for me. And I hadn't really looked at it because I didn't want to approach 4 colors. But it's the only card in the deck now. I've added it, if you haven't gathered that. It's the only card in the deck now that has red in it, except for the sideboard, where I run shocks for Saheeli combo.
Right.
The deck is the same as the last time I talked about it. It's got Commencement of Festivities, it's got Fevered Visions, it's got my very favorite card in the entire deck, which is Dynavolt Tower. If you'll remember in the last video, I was looking for a secondary win con to Dynavolt Tower, and that's what I was kind of messing around with. And the nice part is that Fevered Vision kind of offers that second win con.
Yeah, I would even argue that Fevered Visions is the first win con.
It's like primary win con, and now Dynavolt is the
and Dynavolt's
second
still
one.
Excellent.
Which is great. I was going to say, that's the way that I beat, when we were playtesting, that's the way I beat you.
Right.
Was the Dynavolt EOT shoot you for 3? And you go, okay.
Yeah.
EOT shoot you for 3, EOT shoot you.
And when you're going to like a 30-turn game or whatever,
right,
you're going to get both or more Dynavolts.
Right. Exactly.
You're going to get
yeah. And honestly, you're hoping to get more Dynavolts.
And Fevered Visions, and then once your board starts cluttering up with all of these artifacts and enchantments, your opponent really starts to feel the heat. the one card, let's talk about the one card that came out of Aether Revolt that's the big difference in the deck.
Consulate Surveillance. That's what I was about to bring up. Saffron, I don't think likes this card at all, or he hasn't spoken about it. And I read his update article, and he didn't even mention it. And I don't know why that is. Maybe he's smarter than me, but
He probably is smarter, yeah.
probably is.
Yeah.
But in my playtesting, it has won me games.
Yeah.
People would sideboard in enchantment removal just for that card. That was before I even had Fevered Visions in this deck.
Right, and this card is great because it saves your hard fog. And what it does is it soft fogs the biggest guy. So like you might have to take, like a ping here and a ping there and like little sneaky damage, but you don't have to take
That's fog deck. You got to learn when to take that 3, when to take that 7 even.
Because your hard fog is invaluable.
Right.
Like that's
you got to hold on to it.
You want to hold it as long as you can.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But Consulate Surveillance also works in conjunction with Attune with the Aether. It works with your Glimmer. It works.
Dynavolt,
it works with your Dynavolt.
Yeah, because Dynavolt generates energy, and you're able to, spend small amounts of that energy when you need to.
Yeah, and the draw spell. It also gives you 2 energy.
Yeah, it's good.
I'm telling you, I'm looking forward to playing this deck. I don't know if it's going to be
I'm looking forward to watching you play people.
I think it's going to be annoying.
I can't wait to see how people respond. And they're just like,
promise.
why is this guy playing this at game day?
Right, exactly. Nobody's expecting
He's going to draw out the game. I'm mad.
It's what I'm going up there for. Honestly, I go up there to disrupt. Hashtag disrupt, dude. Hashtag Joel disrupt.
We need to, pay
That's what I'm going for.
One of our friends that doesn't have a job to, go up there and hidden camera film it.
I bet you would see some rage.
That would be funny, man. Alright, guys, we're going to end this like we end every single episode that we ever do. And we're going to crack a pack. I'm sticking with a Johnny, because last time I used a Johnny, we cracked an ensnaring bridge, so here's the moment. We're getting into it. We're opening it. Are you ready? Oh, it's an eagle. It's a Dawn Feather Eagle. We're going to rifle past the commons. No one cares about the commons. There is no foil in this pack. We do have an Ironclad Revolutionary. A Felidar Guardian. Important in the Saheeli combo. It's a servo schematic, and then we're going to slow roll it. Be a vehicle. It's not a vehicle. Be a solemn recruit. It's a solemn recruit! Super boring, really bad. It's not nearly as good as Mirran Crusader.
Guys, thanks so much for watching. Really appreciate it, honestly.
Thank you for spending your time.
Hit like, hit subscribe. I'm gonna beg. I'm sorry, just please hit like, hit subscribe. We know you can.
I value my time.
We want to keep doing this.
And I know that you value your time.
We're gonna, you're gonna get to see a video of the game day on Saturday. We're gonna send that to y'all. What our experience is and how our decks play.
Yeah.
Until then, follow us on Twitter to talk to us. Follow us on Instagram to see our pulls and our cool pictures.
Yes.
Follow us on Tapped Out.
That's where you go to look at the foils.
Yep, definitely. Follow us on Tapped Out to see our deck lists. And until then, I'm tapped out. Are you tapped out?
I'm tapped out, man. It's late.
All right, we're done. Bye.
Goodbye.
Goodbye.
Go to bed.
Goodbye.
It's too late.